Now, if we take those two models and kind of weave them together, you're going to notice that the norming and performing transition is where collaboration falls. And collaboration occurs at different levels at different times in your season, especially. There's the we're learning lots of stuff part of the season where everyone's really focused on just trying to get their part down, how it fits with other people, and get some consistency at running through our performance or our routine or what we're trying to learn so that we quote unquote get it. That's different than when you're trying to clean and perfect and really polish and tweak. And that requires a different kind of collaboration. And there are many times in organizations where we're really good at the teaching part and laying down and explaining and getting people to understand A to B to C to D. But that's different than saying the alphabet, so to speak. And when we get to the part of saying the alphabet fluently and with the right inflection and dynamics and articulation and nuance, that part of collaboration has to be defined differently. And as leaders, we need to make it really clear that we're doing things differently in rehearsal now that we've got it kind of down versus when we were just learning it. And so, flashback in the 80s and 90s when I happened to have been a band director, we actually made signs that the drum major would be responsible for putting up on the podium so everyone would be able to see what level of instruction we were at. If it was very simple. It was the ABCs. And the C level of instruction was when we were simply teaching and instruction was coming from section leaders or maybe staff, and everyone was responsible for their individual part and how it fit into the greater good, and freely to ask questions. If you had one, just raise your hand and the section leader would answer it or the staff person would answer it. That was level C. Obviously the teaching portion. Level B was where everyone's doing their part and the only people who can talk in a rehearsal are the staff, not the section leaders, not members, but staff people and directors who are trying to just surgically find the spots that we needed to work on, put it together, working in larger chunks perhaps, and that was level B. Level A was performance mode. Staff didn't say anything, directors didn't say anything. From start to finish of that section of the performance, we ran it like it was a performance. And in fact, you could be on the field as a staff member just to observe, but you could never correct or highlight or do anything, just let the students perform and focus on their job. And that helped us have different levels, A, B, or C. And then, of course, when they got to a really big performance, we'd have some staff member that would unroll a big banner all the way across the press box that had a whole bunch of A's on it to let them know that this was super important performance. Let's really turn it on. No one in the audience got it, but all the performers on the field got it. And so that forced us as directors, staff, student leaders, and members to really kind of lock in what mode are we in the rehearsal right now and differentiate that different levels of collaboration that needed to occur. Because if you don't have that, people get confused and they want to make a comment or ask a question and it may not be the time or the place. And how many times have you heard that told to you? This isn't the time or the place for that. So at least by defining it and kind of forcing ourselves to shift gears collectively and intentionally together, it made that collaboration or levels of collaboration clearly defined for everyone in the organization.